How's it, guys? I'm Rainer from Easy Trade RC, and we're here to show you another how-to video. Today we are removing a motor from a car, and it's a very simple task if you do it right. Check this out. Okay, so the first thing you want to remove is obviously your body shell. This one doesn't have one on, but you just remove the top body shell by removing these body clips here. Two on the side, one on the front. Body shell comes off, and then you want to remove the underguard. Now these little side flaps is connected to the underguard. Underguard's got a little body clip here at the bottom. You just lift it up so you can see. It's got a little body clip there. You're going to pull that body clip out, and then the underguard, push it down like this. Grab that pin and then push down on your exhaust on your chassis plate. You pull it backwards. Once it pulls backwards, it just comes out. Sometimes it gets stuck on the side posts, but anyway, okay, it just comes out. Lots of grass. We had this one for a spin, so it's going to be a bit dirty. Okay, next you want to remove the roll cage. If you want to know how that is done, we do have a video on how to remove the roll cage. Alright, so the air filter I've already taken off. I'm using it on the motor that's supposed to go into this car. So air filter is off. I like to remove this roll bar. Some people take off the carburetor to get the engine out rather than the roll bar. I remove the roll bar, and on my personal cars there's two screws that goes through here. One is for the roll bar mount on the inside. The other one goes into the roll bar. Now those two screws that goes into the roll bar either side, I take them out and I don't use them on my cars because it is quite stuck in there with the mounting that it's got. It's like overkill mounting. So I remove those screws. I don't put them back. They just get in the way. So I'm going to remove the roll bar. Okay, so here are those two screws I was talking about. The one screw goes into the roll bar and the other screw is for the mount. You don't have to take the mount off because we're going to take the whole roll bar off of that mount. That mount can stay in its place. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the fuel out of this car. That's going to help me a lot. That's it. Tank is empty. Put the fuel cap back on. And close this fuel so I can return this fuel to the car when I'm done. Okay, now I can get back to it. Alright, and just like that, your roll cage support comes off. That goes over there. Alright, next up, I want to take off this spur gear case. The lower body pin was missing. Okay, so there's another body pin at the bottom. Pull that off. Next up, we take off the spur gear. I actually like doing this with a screwdriver, but I do not know where I put it. Yeah. Fuck it.
Can you catch it?
Okay, so I just pop a screwdriver in there. If I'm going to use the right hole of the E-clip, then I turn my screwdriver right to pop it out. If I'm going to use the left hole of the E-clip, I'm going to turn left to pop it out. Okay, so I'm in the left side of the E-clip now, holding my thumb on top so the E-clip doesn't go flying. Bam! Spur gear comes off. Sometimes not so easy. And do remove this spacer because this spacer goes missing. Take that spacer off that goes behind your spur gear. Put it in a safe place. As well as this dust cover. They are forever losing everywhere. Okay, so why I took that cover off in the spur gear is because you're going to have to remove these two screws to pull the whole engine out that side. So on this side, what's holding the engine still is these two screws and that one there. And there's one more screw at the bottom on this side. What's holding the engine on this side is one screw here and two more screws at the bottom. Okay, the next problem I've got is the exhaust. So I'm going to remove the exhaust because to extract the engine or to pull the engine out with the exhaust still in place could be problematic, but it is possible. It's just I'm going to show you the easier way. Okay, so I've removed these two screws here at the back. Now I want to take off the exhaust. Just use a little extension tool here to get in there. Oh no! I didn't put it in properly. Okay. Not okay. Wrong bloody tool. Alright, so take that off there. Yo, these screws are quite tight. And there. Okay, exhaust heatsink comes off. Alright, okay, so now that's out of the way. Next up is these two screws on the side. And then I've got the mounting screw at the bottom. Now that one stresses me out sometimes. Okay, I'm just gonna put the shock back because it's kind of like bouncing around and irritating me. Okay, so this bottom mounting screw, let's see if you can see it there. Yeah, this screw here goes into your clutch housing. That one sometimes is Loctite very tight, so you have to make sure that you get a nice tool like a T-bar like this, T-wrench or something. Put it in there nice and tight and put a lot of force inwards, because like now it went click, but I don't know if the screw is loose or if I stripped it. Okay, the screw actually came loose. Because these, oh man, I strip them regularly. The people Loctite them in there, even the manufacturer, so tight that you strip them regularly. Sometimes, or most of the time, I just replace that screw because of how damaged they can get easily. Alright, that's all for now on this side. While we are on this side, I actually want to remove the throttle link, because this throttle link, when you pull the engine out, obviously it's got to be off. Okay, just this little screw with a, sometimes got a copper washer, sometimes not. You just pop that off, and I actually sometimes put it back, but I'm going to put it in my little boxy key. Know where it is. Okay, so that's it for this side. Now we go to the other side. Oh no! Okay, I've removed the back screw. I've just got the two at the bottom. Same principle. Try and put as much force to these two as possible so that they do not strip. They are not as problematic as the other side for some reason. They come out easier. But I have stripped them in the past. Okay, so now the engine's going to come loose. That's it. All the mountings are out. Okay, so now what you got is the engine is loose, but it is slotted in this plate here. So sometimes I just push on the pinion there to push the engine through. If you've got a bigger pinion, like a 19 tooth pinion, it will not fit through that hole unless you've got a Turtle Racing backplate. but the 19 tooth, then you're going to have to remove your pinion before you push it through. Most cars got a 17 tooth that fits right through. You just push it this way and then it slides out like that. Voila. Right, next up, disconnect your fuel lines. Okay, I open up the cap because if this built up pressure and you remove this bottom fuel line, it's going to spray fuel everywhere. Okay, lift it up, make sure the fuel drains nicely. You can even drain your carb if the top return pipe is still in. You can drain your carb like that, pull the top pipe off if it will come off. There we go. Alright, engine is out, guys. That is as easy as it is to remove a motor. Now I can work on it. Sometimes I like to strip the engine out before I do clutch and flywheel and all that stuff, because it's just so much easier to work on a car like this, work on an engine like this. You can also clean your buggy properly. Just remember, removing the exhaust to get a little piece of grass in here and stuff is not such a problem, but if you're going to remove your carb, you don't want dirt there. So make sure that you clean around there before you remove your carb. Okay, so this motor has been problematic for this customer. We're going to stick a new one in here. Look out for the how-to video to install the engine once again. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like and share. Hit the bell if you want to be notified about our next videos. It always helps us to make more tutorials like this. And you yourself, grab a tool, get in there and get the job done. Until next time, we'll see you then.